The time is 6:15. Here is the news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. President's resolution related to essential public services is to be approved by Parliament. The Supreme Court has ordered the Attorney General to submit a report explaining fuel purchases. Parliament committees including COPE and COPA are to meet this week. Wildlife officials search for the wild elephant involved in the recent accident. Foreign news, thousands injured due to unrest in Uzbekistan. Sports news, cricket. Lanka Premier League player draft will take place tomorrow. Local news in detail. The Supreme Court has ordered the Attorney General to submit a report explaining fuel purchases, distribution and the fields that should be given priority in distribution before 12th of this month. The Attorney General has been directed to formulate a plan over procurement and distribution of fuel along with the sectors and areas to be given priority, after consulting with the relevant stakeholders. The order was given by the Supreme Court after taking up for consideration two fundamental rights petitions presented by the Bar Association of Sri Lanka today. A number of parliamentary committees, including the Committee on Public Enterprises and the Committee on Public Accounts, are scheduled to meet this week. Accordingly, Litro Gas Lanka Limited and Litro Gas Terminal Lanka Private Limited have been summoned before the COPE tomorrow. The COPE shall meet under the chairmanship of MP Professor Charitra Herath. The Ministry of Transport and Highways has been called to Committee on Public Accounts, which will meet on the same day under the chairmanship of MP Professor Tissa Vitharana. The Ministerial Consultative Committee on Urban Development and Housing is scheduled to meet on the 5th under the chairmanship of Minister Prasanna Ranatunga. The Committee on Public Finance will also meet under the chairmanship of MP Anura Priyadarshana Yapa, to which the Inland Revenue Department has been summoned. The Public Utilities Commission has been summoned before the COPE, which is scheduled to meet on the 6th. Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Vijayasakara says he has received a letter from the Public Utilities Commission recommending to conduct an inquiry into the power interruption due to the CEB union action on 9th of June. He said the Public Utility Commission has concluded that a cost of 320 million rupees had been incurred by operating fuel power plants when hydropower could have been generated on the same day. In a tweet, the minister added that on the 10th of last month, he instructed the chairman of the general manager of the Electricity Board to initiate investigations into the incidents. He said they were also instructed to assist the CID in their investigations and to temporarily remove the alleged persons responsible for the positions to carry out an impartial inquiry and take appropriate legal action. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, Education Minister Susil Premchandra says that the GC Advanced Level Examination could be delayed by 1 month. Speaking in Parliament, he said that the result of the 2021 Advanced Level Examination are to be released on the 15th of August. He said that arrangements have been made to conduct the 2022 GCE Advanced Level Examination in November this year. The Department of Wildlife Conservation deployed 2 teams today to track down the wild elephant involved in the accident at Moragoda in Thalava, in which veteran artist Jackson Anthony and 2 others were seriously injured. A senior official of the Wildlife Conservation Department in Anuradhapura said the elephant had fallen twice on the double cab due to the impact and it would have sustained serious injuries. He said the 2 teams comprising officers from Thalava and Anuradhapura Wildlife Conservation officers were now looking for it in Ulukkulama and Veeravava areas. That ends local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The proclamation related to the resolution made in accordance with the powers vested in the President in terms of the Essential Public Service Act will be submitted to the Parliament for approval without a debate on the 6th. The resolution has been issued by the Special Gazette notification issued yesterday. By this Gazette announcement, all services connected to the supply of electricity, the supply or distribution of petroleum products and fuel, and services related to health professionals including the maintenance of patients in hospitals, nursing homes, dispensaries and other general institutions have been designated as essential public services. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight. The Immigration and Immigration Department said the issuing of passport under one-day service will also be done at regional offices in Mathura, Vavuniya and Kandy from today. The department said passports will be issued under the first phase for 100 applicants at each centre who have booked appointments online previously for the one-day service. That came to you on Watchlight. Moving on to world news, let's take a look at the headlines. Thousands injured due to unrest in Uzbekistan. Marmolada glacier collapses in Italy. Scientists discover new giant water lily species. World news in detail. Officials in Uzbek region of Karakalpakstan say thousands of people are being treated in hospital after being injured during unrest on Friday. The regional health minister said hospitals in the regional capital Nukus were full of patients. Clashes broke out with the security forces when protesters took to the streets over plans to withdraw the territory's right to secede. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev now says the plans will not be carried out. At least 6 people have been killed after being caught in an avalanche sparked by the collapse of the glacier in the northern Italian Alps. Emergency officers said 9 others were injured in the collapse, with 2 people suffering serious injuries. Rescue teams using helicopters and drones have been working throughout the night searching for 19 still missing. Video of the incident showed an ice mass collapsing down the slopes of Marmolada, the area's highest mountain. A new species of giant water lily has been discovered, and it has been hiding in plain sight for 177 years. The huge plant had been in the archives of the Royal Botanical Gardens, Kew, and was growing in a number of aquatic collections, but it was mistakenly identified as another species. Now a detailed scientific study has revealed that it is new to science. It also holds a record as the world's largest water lily, with leaves growing more than 3 meters wide. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Thousands injured due to unrest in Uzbekistan. Marmolada glacier collapse in Italy. Scientists discover new giant water lily species. That ends world news. Moving on to development news. 2 cruise ships, MV Arus and MV Gem, each with a capacity to carry more than 800 passengers, are currently berthed at the Hambantota International Port for month-long layups. This service offered by the port supports the local communities of Hambantota, who supply fresh produce and other essential necessities for the laid-up ships. Local service providers registered under HIP offer a variety of services including ship repairs and other services in need basis when vessels are on long layups at the port. That ends development news. Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Cricket news. Lanka Premier League player draft will take place tomorrow. Selecting of local and foreign players is scheduled to take place in 20 rounds tomorrow evening. One team has been given the opportunity to include 14 local players and 6 foreign players. That ends Sports News.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
HNB has joined hands with Brown & Company to offer exclusive leasing packages for state-of-the-art agricultural machinery. The partnership between the industry leaders will offer customers purchasing Brown's Yanmar and Sumo harvesters and Massey Ferguson and Taffy tractors with exclusive discounts and exciting benefits. That ends Business News.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Non-bank finance companies projected some resilience in the 3 months to March, continuing their path to improve asset quality from the depths in 2020, only to be met with the worst economic crisis. According to the industry data released by the central bank, the non-bank lending group continued to cut its gross non-performing loans ratio to 9.11% from 11% in December 2021 and 14.14% in June 2020, when the sector asset quality plunged to its lowest in the recent history. That ends Economic News.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LOLC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Finally, on to the weather report. Mid-departmental showers will occur at times in Sabaragamuwa province and in Kandy and Nuwara districts. Several spells of showers will occur in Western province and in Gol and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Uva and eastern provinces during the night. Strong winds, about 50 km per hour, can be expected at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, western, southern and northwestern provinces. That ends weather report. To wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. President's resolution related to essential public services is to be approved by Parliament. The Supreme Court has ordered the Attorney General to submit a report explaining fuel purchases. Parliament committees, including COPE and COPA, are to meet this week. Wildlife officials search for the wild elephant involved in the recent accident. Foreign news, thousands injured due to unrest in Uzbekistan. Sports news, cricket, Lanka Premier League player draft will take place tomorrow. With that, we wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka.